Alright, how's it going? So I finally got my Keezer built, and so I'm going to show that to you guys. It's based on the Kenmore 12702 chest freezer. So, 6 taps. Got 4 Perlix right in the middle there, and just 2 regular ones on the outside. Tried to go cheap first, but then realized, might as well upgrade now, so I don't have to in the future. Right now, this tap on the right is just carbonated water. Have 2 beer taps hooked up, 2 beer kegs hooked up to the first one on the left, and then this one got my Irish Blonde on the left, and the next one I have Raspberry Porter. These 3 I don't have enough corny kegs at the moment to get all the taps going. The right I'm going to always keep as carbonated water, because if I happen to overindulge a little bit the next morning, carbonated water really helps to get hydrated again, for me anyway. 2x8 collar, so it's whatever, 7.5 inches that the 2x8 actually is. Eventually over on this side, I'm going to have a display, Raspberry Pints display, that'll show what beers are on tap and what's on each one of the taps. Let's take a look inside. So got CO2 coming in here at 24 psi and breaks out to water tank for carbonated water, and the other one goes to dual regulator. So I'm going to have a specialty tap, like for Belgians or wheat beers that need a little bit of higher pressure, or English beers which need lower pressure. I can have a dedicated tap to that. And then this regulator breaks out to the standard beers, so got 4 gas outs for that. So I actually have a total of 6 in here for CO2. So I'm going to have 1 water, 1 specialty, and then 4 just regular ones. Right now it's got my smash beer hooked up to a picnic tap, because I don't have all of the Shanks beer lines hooked up on this side. Just got my Irish Blonde on this one, Raspberry Porter on that one, water on that one, and these 3 are still waiting for beer lines, waiting on hose clamps actually. Now this manifold is going to be for argon. So the tap on the left is going to be full-time wine. So then the line's just going to go, line for the wine is going to go straight out through the back wall here, and then the red wine will actually be sitting on the outside, because you don't really want to chill wine down to the red wine down to that temperature. Or and the reason why I have the manifold there is so I can do something else driven by argon, something that I don't want carbonated, basically, like cold brew coffee you do in the summertime, and then just have argon push that out. Got like a maybe 20-pound argon tank, which will last me for a long time, because you only use like 4 psi, if that. You're just using enough to push the the liquid out. You're not trying to force carb it or anything like that. So you can have my red wine keg on the outside, which still leaves room for actually 6 kegs on the inside. You can have one there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here on the hump, and then 6 if the 6th one is a 2.5 gallon keg, because these regulators get in the way. So that's my setup so far. It's working out pretty good, so now I'm just gonna start filling it up. I should have a wine keg to put in there in about a week, Shiraz, so I'll have that on. And then got my session IPA that I'll be able to add onto here. And then brewing a cider that I'll be able to have on there. And then yeah, just need to get another beer on and be good to go. For temperature control, I'm using the Inkbird temperature controller. It's only 35 bucks on Amazon and it works pretty well, so it does everything I need it to do. So got my Keezer all done and got all the lines hooked up, got all the taps hooked up, and tested all the connections for the CO2 and the manifold. Sprayed it with soapy water to see if there were any air leaks, any CO2 leaks. And one thing I didn't check was the relief valve on one of my corny kegs, and ended up losing an entire tank of CO2, which it's only a 5-pound tank, not a big deal, 15 bucks. Kind of annoying though. My wine keg, that's driven by argon on the R left tap, and made sure to test the corny keg and the ball lock connections on that, but proving once again that I can screw anything up. I did not check the manifold connection or basically anything inside the Keezer for the argon supply, and 4 days later, after I hooked up my the argon setup and the red wine keg, my argon tank was empty. And yeah, I was expecting that to last about, oh, I don't know, at least a year, because it's I think it's like a 20-pound argon tank, and yeah, it's all empty now, and argon's not cheap, so lesson learned. So if you have any questions about the build, go ahead and leave a comment below, and I'll get back to you. So see you next time.